Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Dallas Stars franchise mode here in NHL 20. So in last episode, we started off this season, the half of the season, the second half of the season, and we did really bad. And then all of a sudden in March, we had a fantastic month, but we still missed the playoffs by only, it looks like, 5 points, which really sucks, but yeah, well, anyways, we're up here in the start of the playoffs, I guess. We're going to get to the off season in just a bit, but this is going to be the final off season, so I'm going to do free agency and everything in this episode. And in the next episode, you guys see will probably be like an hour long almost, I would assume, with the entire season simulation and potentially the playoffs too. So that'll be a good way to send off the series, hopefully, if we can win a Stanley Cup. So yeah, let's get to this off season already. See who wins the Stanley Cup for the 2034-35 season. But yeah, also after all this franchise mode is done, I will give you guys not a recap video like I've done in the past, but I will let you guys know about potentially any players that had some decent point totals, potentially in our Detroit series, if I mention it, or if you guys follow me on Twitter, I can mention that sort of stuff there. So yeah. But yeah, I wonder who's going to win the Stanley Cup in this. I'm going to feel like Detroit, because Detroit's been bounced by us multiple times, like 3 straight years in a row. But this year they don't have to face us, and they had some really good point producers, so I'm going to say Detroit wins the Cup this year. That's my prediction. And I have to re-sign in Dallas. There you go. For this final few seasons, because I don't like changing teams, and the Florida Panthers are going to win the Cup. Are you kidding me? So Tampa's fired their coach, and Florida wins the Stanley Cup. That's what it looks like once it pops up with the AHL as well. Yep, and Milwaukee is going to win the Calder Cup. So let's take a look at the individual awards for the season, and then we'll get to the draft and all that. Hopefully we can make this team competitive this season. Let's actually take a look at the playoff tree, see how each team got there. So it was Detroit that got to the finals, so I was actually pretty close on my prediction. But yeah, Detroit doesn't get it done again, so they might need to start looking at improving their team a bit. But so yeah, it was Florida and Detroit in the finals. Florida went through Pittsburgh, Montreal, the Rangers, and Detroit, all in 5-game series. So they've only lost 4 games in the playoff run. While in the West, Detroit beat Chicago, St. Louis, and Sweden to get to the finals. Okay, so Florida is a really dominant team apparently. Which is kind of surprising. I don't even know who's on the roster. Let's actually take a quick look at that, because I don't normally take a look at the who the Stanley Cup champion is, but I should start doing that maybe a bit more. So Colton Persuade. Oh, this dude was with Hartford, and then yeah, this was his first season with Florida, and he gets him a cup. Nice. Anybody that used to play for us though? I don't think so. Probably not. If there is, it's probably just like a depth guy. Wait, Jonah Hybrid, is that one? No, that was Anaheim. Goalie-wise, they had Fane and Giroux. Okay. Interesting club. Okay, so let's get to the draft now. Actually, the awards we haven't done. I just realized. Shit. Okay, let's get to the awards like we were meant to be doing. So Florida wins the Cup. The Islanders won the President's Trophy, and it was Detroit and Florida in the finals. Lapierre wins the Art Ross for Detroit and the Hart. Oleg Tverdovsky wins the Norris, so you have multiple Detroit players winning awards. Osgood wins the Lady Byng. Yandel, who went first overall last year's draft, wins the Calder. Jers wins the Conn Smythe. Kiprusoff wins the Vezina. Kiprusoff also wins the Jennings for his first year in Chicago, I think. Sinziger, I think that's how you pronounce it, wins the Masterton. Kidd wins the Adams. Torres wins the Selke. Lapierre wins the Lindsay and the Richard. So Lapierre cleaning up on awards. Anybody in the AHL for us winning anything interesting? No? Guess not. Okay, so let's get this final offseason done. We're going to try and breeze through this offseason to an extent, because maybe I'll be able to get some of the season done in this episode, maybe not. Maybe I'll just do it the final off-season still in this episode, and then the next episode, like I said, might be really long. And are you kidding me? Well, that's one way to end off the franchise mode. So, with just missing the playoffs we somehow jump from 14 to number 1, and we have the first overall pick in the draft. I completely forgot we were a lottery team, but somehow we have first overall in the draft. Geez, I feel bad for the first, the second, and the third team. Like New Jersey, Boston, and Quebec all dropped, and Toronto jumps from 10 to 3. Edmonton jumps from 7 to 2, and we jump from 14 to 1. Wow, I've never seen such crazy movement on the draft lottery boards, but wow, okay. Maybe that was rigged a bit, but I don't know how we would, how that would even happen. But still, this team finished just a bit above 500, 39, 38 and something. And yeah, we have number 1 in the draft, okay? And we wanted, our owner goal is to win the Stanley Cup, but instead we won our first overall pick. Well, I haven't even looked at the draft class actually for this season at all, so I'm in for a treat if there's a franchise guy. Hopefully there's somebody decent. So retired players, Nylander retires, Scott Niedermayer retires, so we're losing some big guys from our build. Solani retires, Renberg, Lidstrom, Smolinski, Owen Nolan retires as a Shark, Gerbert Dion, Jeff Sanderson, who we had for a bit, I think, Kovalev, Primo, Jan Kalun, a lot of guys that I grew up watching, Greg Johnson, Andreas Dackel, Philippe Boucher, Jan Hrdina, Darren McCarty, Steve Konowalchuk, Juha Lind, Dmitry Yaskevich, Dmitry Nabokov, Richard Mafachuk, who we had back in the beginning. Yaroslav Spotchek also retires. Soleil finally hangs them up, so we are out of that defensive spot. Actually, we picked up Vincation, so we might upgrade from Patrick a bit, though, because Patrick's been a bit iffy. Okay. Martin Lapointe, he was in Boston. That's kind of cool because he played there in real life. Patrick Poulin, Scott Lachance, Yuri Karlotti, Maxim Galanov, who we had for a bit, PJ Axelson. Axelson didn't get to play that much, and he actually played in Boston at one point, which is weird. Anybody else? Does not look like it. Looks like a bunch of EA generated guys and real players. I'll go down to the bottom list just to make sure. Yeah, the rest of these guys are not going to be it. Goalie wise, Tommy Salo retires with 331 wins, and that's the only goalie to retire. So only thing we lose this year is Ruslan Soleil. At least we got him that Stanley Cup win, because I really wanted to get him that cup. So there you go. Retirements for coaches. We did not lose our NHL coaches, which is good, and we did lose Hunter Bartlett in the AHL, which I think might have been the actual head coach of the AHL team, so we might need to find a new AHL head coach. So yeah, we're not going to do draft interviews again. We're going to look at the draft class shortly, though, and see what we're getting at number 1. Hopefully it's somebody good. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be a franchise guy, or is it going to be another elite player? It's going to be an elite player, okay. This guy's unknown, and our scout has him pegged as number 1. Do I believe in our scout? A+, 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 A-. Yeah, he is a bit better. So yeah, we're going to probably be going with Caleb Rathje. It looks like a two-way forward center, which is kind of good, actually, because we don't have, we are missing centers. We don't have a lot of good center core. Like, we do need somebody to maybe replace Anton Lundell, or maybe even like Wong. So this guy's pretty good, but he lacks size. Apparently he's like Bobby Hull. This guy we don't know anything about, but he's probably going to be the unanimous number 1, even though the central scouting has this guy at number 1. Yeah, I think I'll still take the center. Yeah, I think I'll take the center. I'll trust our scout over... Wait, is there a scout from the... Our scout in the OHL? I should check what his overall stats are, but... Yeah, let's get this done, because this episode's already like 10 minutes in, I think. But let me take a quick look at our scout for the OHL, just make sure he's actually a good scout, that he's reliable. So, our OHL scouts... Norbert Aho... He's an A+ in the OHL, so he knows what he's talking about. And then the other one, which is Stefan Lachance, is an A+ in the OHL as well. So we have 2 good OHL ones. Who is that other pick? Was he in the OHL as well? Because if they're both OHL, this would definitely decide things, I think. No, he was WHL. But I think it would be better to go for a bigger guy. And our scout does recommend Rathje. So, yeah, we're going to take Rathje at number 1, even though Central Scouting says to take the other guy. So, yeah, let's get to the draft and draft first overall, which I really did not expect to have at all. Because, like, we have not had a first overall pick in this franchise mode, I don't think at all. Yeah, I don't think we ever had a first pick. So, Wingles, even though you look good and you're wearing green already in Prince Albert, we are going to be taking Caleb Rathje, who had 95 points in the OHL. Looks like he's a pretty good shooter. He had a lot of power play points as well. How about Wingles? Wow. Oh. Wingles had an insane season in WHL, 120 points. Maybe that's what boosted up his Central Scouting. Like, this guy is probably a sniper. But I think I'm going to take the center because we don't have a lot of center prospects. Yeah, I'm going to do what the scouts is. Bite the bullet, take Rathje. 83 overall playmaker, so that's pretty good. He's not a two-way forward, but he's a playmaker. So he's got some good stats. His passing's already at 88. He might be our third-line center the next season, which means we might move Riley to being the wing because I don't think he's got good face-offs. But that's a really good pick for us. At number 2, Langdon goes. Wait, was Langdon the other one? No, Langdon wasn't. Why did they take a high top 6 there when there was elites? Interesting. Toronto's going to take Stempniak. New Jersey's going to get Wingles. So Wingles fell to number 4. Even though he looked really good. And Paye goes at number 5. Okay. Let's go to our next pick, which I think, yeah, we still have our second rounder. That's good. And we're going to take Brady Man. He could be a top 6. Or this guy. Right-handed shot, left-handed shot. We don't have a lot of right-handed shots, and it's another center. You know what? We'll take Julius Gionta, who's a center two-way forward, top 6. That's actually not too bad either. I don't know if we'll have time to actually develop him, well, for me at least, when I'm playing this after I record all my episodes. Braden Blacker, what an interesting name. That guy's a huge player. He might be an enforcer at that size. You know what? We'll take this dude. Hopefully he's an enforcer. He's a power forward. Top 9 maybe makes it. I don't know. Maybe not with the amount of time we have left. 5th rounder, Vyacheslav Kozlov. Okay. Slava Kozlov Jr. It's kind of cool. 5 years away though. There's a potentially a medium elite here. 5 years away though. And we'll still take... Yeah, I think I'll still take the Lepisto dude. Why not? Even if he is 5 years away. Another top 6 forward prospect. Okay. So we're getting some pretty good centers in this draft, which is something we don't really have a lot of for prospects. So I'm pretty happy with that. Kimo Kerman. Is this guy Kerman the Frog now? Or is that his new nickname? You know what? I will take Kimo Kerman, the KK. And he's a low top 9. And our final pick of this franchise mode in the 7th round at 200th overall. Can we find a random steal to end this one up? Doesn't look like it. Unless one of these guys are good. Gove, 5 years, 4 years potentially, 2 years potentially, 3 years definitely. Well, we're definitely going to take Magnus and Linden if he's 3 years away. And he's only a 7th, but he's got a 63 overall base, which is not bad. Okay, so that was our final draft. We'll get to our re-sign stage. We do probably have to let go of somebody on our main roster, like probably it's going to be, what's his name? Ewan. And yeah, then we'll get to free agency. I don't know if I'll sign anybody again, because I didn't sign anybody last offseason. But that might have bit us in the ass a bit to an extent, but we did almost make the playoffs, so we'll see. We might sign somebody, we might not. We'll probably still sim to the start of this next season. I don't know, maybe not. Because like I want to make sure the next episode's not as long as you guys hope it is. Because I don't want it to be 2 hours long or some shit. So Wong, 90 overall, he's going to have to come back in and realize his contract was up. We'll give him a 3-year deal. And we'll give him 9.4 because he's been still a pretty solid player for us. DeSantis, we might have to let go of some of these guys. We're definitely going to let go of Franzen to free up that center spot, technically, to an extent. You know, he's good. Markstrom, I'll get back maybe his depth. I'm not going to give you a two-way deal, though. There you go. Ewan, I'm going to let go of for now as well, maybe to free up a roster spot, or maybe not. Maybe I'll sign him and then he might be traded. I don't know. We'll see. Or he might compete for a roster spot. And we'll try and get Hewitt, because like Hewitt could be still a depth guy potentially next season for us. He wasn't this year. But yeah, a lot of our prospects haven't panned out, which is kind of annoying. This Antilla is going to get signed because he's a 74 now. Hargrave, we'll see if you want to come back for the AHL. Let's just check out these guys too. No, they're not that good. Kane, no. Champion, no thank you. And Watkins, we're going to sign you. And we're going to sign Teravainen as well. And then goalie-wise, what do we got here? Jesse Aguirre is going to be let go, and we're going to pick up a new backup and run with Koryuk this season. But thank you for your time here, Jaguar. You got us another Stanley Cup. We'll sign Stafford for the AHL. Don't care if I'm giving him a one-way deal. And Persuade. I don't really feel like Persuade's necessary to bring in. RFA-wise, Vance is going to come back, but he might end up being like a depth kind of more option. We'll give him a 2-year deal. Actually, it'll be UFI then, so we'll just give him a 1 year at 2.6. And we will qualify the rest of these dudes, because they're probably going to reject regardless of what I give them. There you go, and no there. And we're going to sign Rathje, obviously, because he's going to be playing in the NHL this year. So our youth movement might get sped up because of this acquisition of Rathje. We're not going to take any of those guys, and that's good. And then DeSantis and Callahan. Callahan could be still a solid depth option, but I do have these two guys. And how did he play when he was in the lineup? 13 points in 55 games. It's not really worth paying. How much is he wanting? Not a whole lot. I mean, I could give him one in case. And DeSantis, was he good this coming season, or last season? 42 points in 70 games. He did have a good playoffs for multiple times, so he's a good playoff performer, so we will keep him around for now. And we will give him $5 million, or 5.1, just to play it a little bit safe. A little bonus, you know. Advance today, let's see if we get all these guys in. Let's go through this quickly. So we got almost all of them back, which is good. Vance rejected. I could just qualify Vance, but he might hold out. So we'll give Vance again 1 year deal. And we'll give you 3.8, but you might end up just being a depth guy. Honestly, because like I don't really want to have too much offensive defenseman. Or I might trade away Patrick instead. I don't know. And then Callahan and Ewan, I would like to try and keep at least one of them. I'll try and give them both contracts, and then maybe we trade away one of them, because one of them might not get NHL time this season. But if they don't get NHL time, they might be able to kill it down there in the AHL. And then hopefully that helps our growth of some of our prospects we have down there, even though I don't think we have any huge names. Because the last few guys that we've been able to draft have been just able to jump. And Hargrave, we're going to release you just because you're not really that important, I don't think. And let's see, so... Sorry about that, my PC's making a lot of noise. But we got those guys back, which is good. And all those RFAs are qualified. Okay, so we're in good standing. So we did let go of Jaguar, which was probably our biggest let go. So we are going to have to still sign a new backup goalie. Or we might just sign actually, no, we're not going to sign an 89 plus goalie if there's one. Because usually really good overall goalies don't simulate well. I find it's more like the 80s and the 83s and stuff that simulate good. Wow, a 96 franchise right winger. That's something you don't see every day in free agency. That was Pasquale, who was with the Rangers, and he was killing it. But he probably doesn't even fit our system. He fits only our penalty kill. But he would have been a really cool signing to bring in. Benkinson was a solid piece as well, bottom 6 forward. I don't think we really need any forwards. I'll have to check actually our roster, but we definitely need a backup or a starter. To Manger, how does he simulate? Not that good. Let's actually just go from the top. 2.89. Who had a really good season last year? Jesus. Oh, 2.37. Chris Osgood. Should we bring Chris Osgood to Dallas? Or bring back Thomas Vokoun? Do we want to bring back Thomas Vokoun? He was in Detroit last season, so he went to the Cup Finals. Wait, in the playoffs, he played 4 games this last season with Detroit, and he was absolutely insane, but never won a game. How is that possible? Did he just come in relief? Huh, that's weird. That might be a glitch. I don't know. Or do we sign Chris Osgood, who looks like he had a... Yeah, Chris Osgood had a fantastic season the last few years as a backup. Yeah, we're going to sign Chris Osgood as our backup. I think that's a good signing to bring in. Even if he drops off a bit, he might still simulate really good. And we've played against him a lot and beaten Detroit when he was the starter, so it's kind of like being nice to him for winning against all those times if we could maybe get him a cup. Marty Brodeur was also there. Damn, I wish I would have saw that earlier. I mean, I could sign Brodeur for the AHL, but he is dropping off a cliff. But since he's a free agent, he's probably going to sign like in St. Louis or something like he did in real life. No teams want him right now, so hopefully he does actually sign somewhere. But let's take a quick look at our roster, see if we do actually need anything else other than a goalie, because we did lose Ruslan to later retirement. So there is a potential that we need a depth defender. A depth defender, not a deaf defender. I don't want somebody that can't hear. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Actually, we're pretty good on the defensive front. Because we'd have like a defensive and an offensive, or yeah, defensive in a two-way, defensive and offensive. Yeah, I think we're good on the defensive front. And then in terms of wingers, we got 4, 5, 6, 7. We got so much right wingers, 7 right wingers. 1, 2, 3, sets 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we're good. We are good to go for this upcoming season already, once we get Chris Osgood in. So yeah, let's advance a few days, see if we get Chris Osgood in. We should be able to, because I mean we offered him way more than he wanted, and he's a good backup, so I'm hoping he signs with us, and yes he does. Let me quickly go to edit players, even though I don't know why I'm doing this in this episode, like I could do this off camera, but I just want to do this just so you guys could see some interesting things. So we're going to edit Chris Osgood and make him have, if there's a green helmet, or maybe a black one would look fine actually, because we have black jerseys. Oh, he's wearing his Detroit gear still. Man, I would change this, but you know, I'm going to quickly edit this, just do like a quick little speed edit and edit his gear, because this kind of irks me seeing him wearing his Detroit stuff. So let me just change this quick. Okay, so there you guys have it. There is his new gear. I normally don't videotape speed edits like that of me editing players' gear, but maybe I'll do that type of thing for my 2003 build if you guys want to see that type of thing. So there you go. everything is good. We got Chris Osgood in, and our team is set. So I think I'm going to end this episode here, and in the next episode, like I said, final season, everything, entire playoffs, all that. So don't miss it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.